Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at an article from MSN and the Los Angeles Times. Now, this was published on January 11th. It's written by Jennifer Haberkorn. And how do I put this? The Democrats are freaking the fuck out because they no longer have McConnell involved, like McConnell to push around and get the Democrats and the left whatever the fuck they want. Because he's not involved in this situation, they're upset because he would cuck to the Democrats. Traditionally, that's what he's done. And they try to make it sound like he negotiates. No, he fucking cucks to the Democrats. Every fucking time they talk about with his negotiating, he's literally fucking cucked to the Democrats. But to them, that's a Republican negotiating, is fucking bending over, fucking spreading their ass cheeks and letting them ram it on home. And because that isn't happening, they're upset. So, the title, Government Shutdown. How much longer can Mitch McConnell sit it out? Well, he'd be smart to just stay the fuck out of it, period. Because he's just going to fuck himself. Seriously. In the long run, the short run, no matter what, he fucking doesn't stick with the president. It's going to screw him. Congress's most powerful Republican has intentionally taken a backseat in the negotiations over how to end the government shutdown, even as it extends to a record 3 weeks with no resolution on the horizon. Yeah, that's not a bad thing. He's letting the commander-in-chief, for all intents and purposes, head of the Republican Party, being the president, handle things. I don't see a problem with that. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Republican Kentucky, has gotten Congress out of a lot of political jams in the past decade, including other shutdowns, fiscal cliffs, and funding disputes. And each and every time, he fucking cucked to the Democrats. I love how you leave that out because you're a fucking lefty, typical fucking California bitch. You leave out that fact that he literally fucking bent over backwards and fucking cucked each time. Actually, he didn't bend over backwards. He bent over forwards and spread his ass cheeks. Let's be honest about it. But he's ceded control over the latest Washington stalemate to President Donald Trump, Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, or Charles E. Schumer. I don't know why she's got to use his full name like that. Everyone knows him as Chuck. Yeah, and you're kind of pissed that he's not involved. Well, why isn't the House Minority Leader involved? Why are you upset that McConnell isn't? I mean, this is what's fucked up. All right, they're the ones that are looking like fucking shit. Schumer and fucking Pelosi at this point, because he's like, give me my $5.7 billion, and I'll give you whatever the fuck you want. And they're like, nope, give us what the fuck we want. You're not getting a wall. It's like, it's not how it works. Because Pelosi's like, yes, it does. Because that's what Republicans have been doing with Democrats for fucking decades at this point. Oh my God. It's partly a reflection of the changing political dynamic now that Democrats control one chamber of Congress. But it may also say something about McConnell's evolving approach to dealing with an unpredictable president such as Trump, particularly in areas where they may disagree. No, Trump is not unpredictable. Trump has been predictable. What he says he's going to do, he fucking does. And he manages to get it done. And that's what scares you. He said he was going to cut taxes. You all fucking went, no, it's going to come for the rich. And he got it done. Other things that's happened as well. You are afraid that this is going to be no different. He's predictable. He says what he's going to do and gets it, does it. I just don't like that. Mitch understands what makes the mules plow around here, and certainly, I would like to see him involved more, said Senator John Kennedy, Republican Louisiana, who acknowledged the Kentucky Republican leader's ability to negotiate. I see his point of view. Until Mrs. Pelosi and President Trump can even try to find a sliver of common ground, what could he contribute? I haven't seen that sliver yet. Isn't Senator Kennedy from Louisiana, wasn't he one of those never Trumpers? I believe he was. So of course he would want McConnell to get involved. And the idea of a sliver of common ground, okay, He's trying to fucking act like, well, it's Trump and Pelosi, because he's never fucking Trump type. And the thing is Trump is saying, look, give me my wall, I'll give you pretty much anything you want. That's kind of fucking common ground. He's saying, look, you want something big, I want something big. Let's work this out. All right, and you're trying to make it sound like this is on Trump. Trump is like, hey, let's work. And she's going, no, you're not getting the wall. Yeah, yeah. And she's like a fucking petulant child. A drunk petulant child, but nonetheless, she's still acting like a petulant child. McConnell has pledged that he and other Senate Republicans are aligned with Trump, although cracks have emerged, particularly among Republicans up for re-election in 2020. No, that's not exactly true. There are a couple Republicans, you know, rhinos, neocons, that are flinching right now. And they think that they're going to save their fucking political careers by pulling the shit like that. But, you know, pulling shit like that. You know, distancing themselves or whatever. It's only going to hurt them. Republicans that fucking pulled that shit got fucked in the election. In the fucking midterms. So I don't know what to tell you. That leaves little place for McConnell in the public debate until Trump, the most powerful Republican figure in Washington, as well as the states where many Republicans will face re-election in 2 years, can find some kind of compromise with Democrats. Oh my God. No. That's not how it works. The Republicans that will face re-election in 2 years. Oh my God. They think that this is going to affect 2 years down the road and those people need to fucking flinch. No. Oh my God. They don't need to flinch. They need to stick with the president. If they stand their ground and get the fucking wall, they're going to have way more people voting for them. Because they're going to be like, oh my God, instead of being a rhino cuck fuck to the Democrats, he's actually got some balls. And they'll vote on that note. People used to vote for politicians because they had balls to stand up for shit. Now, politicians, you know, on the note of, like, say, Republicans, most of them are fucking, you know, eunuchs. They got no fucking sack. Oh, well, they have a shriveled little fucking sack, but there's no nuts in it. Democrats say the Senate Majority Leader has abdicated his responsibility and handed the keys to the castle to Trump, particularly by blocking votes on government funding bills approved by the Democrat-led House. A half dozen or so Republican senators have indicated they might support reopening the government without border wall money. I love that. It's from an anonymous source, which they keep leaving out, number one. Number two, a half dozen doesn't get them shit. Trump could, even if they were to squeak it past, Trump can veto the fucking thing, which he said he would. It goes back to the Senate, and they need to get 2/3. It's not going to get, they're not going to get 2/3. It's not going to happen. See, you people leave out that fucking shit because you know it's true. And you know it makes you look weak. And this idea that McConnell abdicated his responsibility, leaving negotiations to the fucking President of the United States is not abdicating his responsibility, no matter how much you want to try to claim it. Neither is blocking a vote on something that will not pass the Senate. It'd be a waste of a fucking vote. Until you can get the votes, he can fucking tell you to go fuck yourself. He thinks he's losing his caucus and he doesn't want to vote on the floor, said Senator Richard J. Durbin, Democrat, Illinois. His caucus is pretty tired of this shutdown and he doesn't want a visible manifestation of that. No, that's completely wrong. I love this shit. They take this fucking quote from Durbin from Illinois, who I believe is, if it's who I think it is, one corrupt fuck. And they think it has some fucking weight. McConnell isn't worried that he's losing his caucus. He knows that if he puts a vote on the floor, he will lose his fucking, he's losing his caucus. He knows that his, all right, this idea that, oh, his caucus is pretty tired of the shutdown. That's not true. They're tired of your spurging bullshit on the left with the Democrats. They're tired of dealing with you. They now finally are starting to get their balls back. Okay, they've managed to pull their balls out of your hands and control them for themselves. And you don't like that. That's what this is. McConnell has a record of negotiating bipartisan deals as well as protecting his Republican members from politically costly votes. 5 years ago, McConnell referred to himself as the guy who gets us out of shutdowns. He back-channeled during the Obama administration with Vice President Joe Biden, his longtime Senate colleague, to construct deals to raise the debt limit and fund the government. Now, here's the thing. His record for negotiating quote-unquote bipartisan deals has been him fucking cucking to the Democrats. Pretty much exclusively. Now he's no longer doing that. You don't like it. And the reason why he could refer to himself as the guy that gets us out of shutdowns is because every fucking time there was a shutdown, he bent the fuck over. He bent over, grabbed his ass cheeks, spread them wide, and let himself get fucked up the ass. Pretty much. Like when he back-channeled during the Obama administration with Biden. That was a fucked situation. That was a got-fucked situation. You try to make it sound like it was positive because he fucking cucked. He's not doing that anymore, and you don't like it. McConnell never wanted a shutdown. Last month, he led his Republican lawmakers to a vote for a government spending bill without wall money. Senate Republicans approved the bill, thinking the White House was on board or confident that Trump would feel pressured to sign it. Instead, Trump bashed the approach as inadequate, and the government shut down. Yeah, because you know what? Let's go through that there. Because basically what happened is the Republicans fucking cucked. They thought that they could get Trump to cuck with them because they've been cucking for so long. It's so easy for them. They don't realize that Trump's an alpha male. And he went, no. It also didn't help that, on that note, his base went, what the fuck are you doing? And it just strengthened his whole resolve with the situation. So, yeah, you kind of got fucked. And this idea of some Republicans approved the bill because they talked to fucking rhino, neocon, fucking deep state types within the White House and honestly thought that they could control Trump. Trump controls Trump. No one else controls him. And they bet on the wrong horse when they fucking backed it, thinking that he would, or he would feel pressure to sign it. See, Trump doesn't give a shit about fucking optics. He's not a career politician. He doesn't need it as a job. He ran for president because he thought he would do, I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. He thought he would contribute to our nation. Not exactly the right way of putting it, but it sums it up well. These people, they're in it for themselves. He's not. At least Trump didn't attack his fellow Republicans on Twitter. In a rare example of restraint, Trump cast his social media ire on Democrats. The only time Trump attacks Republicans is when they're doing stupid shit and they're going out against him and they're saying shit about him. And it is more rare that he attacks Republicans than he doesn't. Democrats, on the other hand, he fucking attacks them all the time because they're fucking idiots and they fucking start, they're flinging shit. So he's flinging it back. Now, McConnell, perhaps burned but famously unmoved by public pressure, is staying largely in the background. He says the Senate won't vote again on the spending bill until Trump and Democratic leaders publicly approve it. He isn't burned. And yeah, he's not moved by public pressure because he's seen the backlash. He's seen the fact of Trump's got a set of balls. Maybe he should have some and start acting like, a fucking alpha male. And he's doing that. You don't like it. That is the only way to move the country forward, he said earlier this week. Some of his fellow Republicans fear there won't be a solution until McConnell gets involved, whether publicly or privately. Yeah, like never Trumpers and shit. Okay, whatever. Establishment rhinos. Yeah, because they think that they can get him in there and he'll get, Trump to fucking cuck. He'll be able to control Trump. They don't realize that won't happen. McConnell is one of the best you've ever known in the inner workings of the Senate, said Senator Richard Shelby, Republican Alabama, the top Senate appropriator. Sometimes there is nothing going on publicly, but it's about what could be going on that members don't see. Okay, so basically he's saying backroom fucking deals. Backroom deals are never a good thing, but all right. McConnell has stayed relatively quiet, except to reaffirm that Senate Republicans stand by Trump. This week, he blocked Democrats' efforts to try to pass bills to reopen the government and chided Democrats for filibustering unrelated legislation he tried to move during the shutdown. He skipped 2 of Trump's lengthy appearances before reporters at the White House, even though his House Republican counterpart stood behind the president. Aides say he didn't know about the first press conference. All right. They're trying to use that, slipping it in here to be like, well, look at, he's not supporting Trump, but he otherwise is. See, that's what's funny, because he didn't show up there. They're trying to say, oh, look at this. It's nothing to see there, even though they're trying to make it seem like there is. It's fucking hilarious. And he's reaffirmed that he stands behind Trump. So I don't see, where you're getting that ability to try to, make a perception something other than what it is. People aren't stupid. Since then, he hasn't embraced any off-ramps or voiced an opinion about Trump's threats to declare a national emergency to divert military funds for a wall. Hey, I got no problems with him doing that. He's better off keeping his mouth shut at this point. Because, say, using the whole situation with the shutdown. Trump doesn't make threats. He does follow through. But it's a leveraging technique. Because the Democrats will look like complete dog shit if Trump does that. In the end, they will look like fucking idiots. Early Thursday, Senator Lindsey Graham, Republican South Carolina, floated an immigration proposal that he suggested would end the standoff. The last best hope to solve this problem is in the Senate, he said, as he crafted a plan to fund the government with border funding in exchange for providing protections for certain immigrants known as Dreamers. So now this is the second time where the Democrats have said, fuck the Dreamers. They'll hold them up and use them as human fucking shields, and pawns in their fucking shit. When there's a solution offered for the Dreamers, fuck no. Because Trump said, hey, you guys pass shit. Pass a bill. I'll sign it. Let's get these people fucking a path to citizenship or protected status or something. He's offered for his wall multiple times. Well, I'll give you DACA if you give me my wall. McConnell hasn't tried to work with them on that note. It would just cuck. So Lindsey Graham here floats this proposal to end the standoff. And they want nothing to do with it. That should tell you a lot. I mean, he said as he crafted a plan to fund the government with border funding in exchange for providing protections for certain immigrants known as Dreamers. He's willing to give them the fucking Dreamers. Like Trump. And they don't want to work with him. But after huddling with McConnell on the plan, Graham decided it's dead and called for Trump to declare the border a national emergency. And I give Graham a lot of fucking credit for that. Graham is showing that he's got more and more balls. I don't know if he's taking testosterone replacement or what, but yeah. The White House seemed to appreciate McConnell's approach. Yeah. I don't see why not. I mean, he's telling, go with Trump, declare a fucking national emergency. Leader McConnell is standing strong. He's in the room. He's been in the room every step of the way, Vice President Mike Pence told reporters in the Capitol this week. Republicans are standing rock solid with the president, and Leader McConnell is right there with him. And I hate to break it to you, assholes, but even though you're Trump deranged fuckwits, you still have to show your use of proper fucking English. President, you're referring to the office, to the person, is a proper noun. Proper nouns get capitalized. The president is a proper noun. You capitalize it, you dumb fucks. You did it for Obama, you can do it for Trump. In fact, McConnell's diminished role may help Republicans. It reinforces the GOP's message that the shutdown is a battle between Trump and Democrats in Congress, not Republicans. And I love that they use this Politico fucking poll. And Politico is a fucking, like, left fucking... Yeah, their polls tend to be shit. If they used a Gallup poll, I might buy it. I might respect the data. But Politico? No. Fuck no. I don't buy their shit. They're shady fuckers with their polls. They've been caught doing shady shit. Like with their Hillary fucking shit. Like with Hillary and winning. They were literally intentionally oversampling Democrats. They got caught. So, forgive me if I don't buy their bullshit with this one. Because they're Trump deranged fucking idiots and they want to make him look like he's the bad guy. But, so, yeah. So they're trying to do that. Oop. Recent polling suggests that Americans first blame Trump for the shutdown, then Democrats, and finally Republicans. About half of voters, 47%, blame Trump for the shutdown, according to a recent Politico Morning Consult poll. A third of respondents blame Democrats in Congress, and 5% say it rests with congressional Republicans. When you have numbers like that, and Republican voters and independent voters are, the ones that voted for Trump are backing him on this, makes you wonder how much oversampling they did. I'm just saying. Because, and this isn't like the people I know, a fucking closed bubble type, type shit. In my general area, more people are for, and we're fucking north of the fucking border. We're for the wall. We got no problems with it. We want the wall. And I'm not using, say, me as an example, but you go and you ask people, they either don't care or they want the wall. So I don't buy this shit that 47% blame Trump. To me, that's just fucking... It's like they oversampled and they went, okay, let's get like 40, we'll get 50% Democrat, we'll get 25 or 30% fucking Republican, and then we'll get independents or some shit. It just doesn't make sense. This is funny. And they end it with that. They leave it to the fucking end. Because they know it's kind of horse shit. If this was a credible poll, they would be leading off with this shit saying McConnell needs to get involved. Look at the voters. Da-da-da-da-da. They would be fucking freaking out. But anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.